Hey guys, this is Mr. H. Let me pull this up. I'm going to do question number 22. And the reason I wanted to do this one is normally when you see the words equivalent to, that means, hey, I can graph this, but I can't graph this. And the reason I can't graph it is I have two variables and they're both exponents. So I'm going to show you what some of you might try, the error and the messages and the problems you're going to have. And then I'm going to show you, you can still use your calculator to kind of solve this, but you got to use a different technique. You got to store. All right, so let me just go and I'm going to show you what I tried to do and then why it doesn't work. All right, so I can't make this into a function, right? So I'm going to go here. I can't make this into a function because I have two unknowns. I have an A and a B. So I can't go 5 to the X power, right? And then do plus, or stay up here, plus, plus 2B. I can't. I can't do that. I can't use that. It doesn't work. Okay. It's not going to work. It's going to give me something like, well, if I press enter, it's going to try to do something else. Well, it didn't like it. So now some of you might say, well, why don't you just make it into a relation? So if I go menu 31, all right, menu 32, right? And if I tried to type this in, let's say 5 to the instead of an A, I have to put in an X, and then plus 2B plus 2Y, right? And then I'm going to say it's equivalent to, let's say it's the first one. So if I say equals 5 to the X power, and then I have times 5 to the second power times 5 to the Y power, right? I'm going to get an error message. It's going to say, hey, I can't handle that complicated equation. You've got a lot going on. If it was just a basic kind of power function, and a linear function, a quadratic, exponentials, I think we're getting into kind of uncharted territory. So I got this error message. So basically what that's saying is that I can't use the calculator. So, or I can't graph it and use the calculator. So here's what I'm going to have to do instead. I'm going to go here and I'm going to say, well, let's store values for A and B. So I'm going to put $1.25 and I'm going to store that into A. Boom, done. And then I'm going to take $2.31 and I'm going to store that into B. Now, I usually like to try to use decimals for this. Now, the only issue is when you start to use exponents and you're using like decimals, sometimes when you are trying to multiply those, the calculator gets a little confused. So let's see what we got here. So I'm going to do 5 to the A plus 2B plus 2B. Let's see what we get. We get 12,675.17 basically, right? So now I'm looking for the answer that gives me this, and that means they're equivalent. So I'm going to enter the first one is going to be 5 to the A power times 5 to the second power times 5 to the B power. Boom. Nope, doesn't match. Not that one. Let's go to the next one. It's going to be 5 to the A power times 25 to the B power. And then I press enter. Oops, got a winner. There you go. They match exactly. So that means these two exponentials are equivalent to each other. We just proved it. We just stored these random numbers in for A and B, and we see that these two match exactly all the way out to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decimal place. That's confirmation for me. That's enough. That means those two are equivalent. And I can go to my answer sheet and I can circle this with confidence. All right, that's it, guys. We couldn't graph this because it had two unknowns and it was an exponential, but you can still store numbers and check. I think that's just as effective. So let me go here and stop this and post. This was a little longer, but I hope it was helpful.